Previously on Homeland.
I'm like behind you guys, bolstering
Lifting
you up
us
to
on
the
stairs.
fight.
Yeah, that's so
kind of slashes through the air, putting distance between us and Bashira on the
All
landing.
the water in the canister is going to spurt out, start to swirl around and encase him.
Draws back the glaive, goes for that trained strike.
Leave my friends alone!
The both of you collapse into each other, smash through the building.
Now! Duck,
Yeah.
and I come leaping over your back.
Break the shield that I've got, and it kind of splinters
The rest of
towards
you
him. But
see Kana's mother, Nanaka, and the young prince's son, Luten. What do you do? And now, Kana.
Hey, alright. Attack in advance.
Attack, mummy.
Don't say that.
That's not great.
10.
Oh, it is great.
She's got good passion.
I do,
That's
and this
two
is
fours.
something I feel very strongly about.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Well, I don't have any mastered or learned techniques, so I'd like to use 2 basics.
Okay.
Great.
I would like to, I would like to pressure and smash.
Okay, sure.
You said that she is kind of jumping onto this.
She's running towards you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was trying to jump onto the earth platforms.
If you'd like, she can.
Yeah, because I kind of want to knock her off her feet, literally. So, like, as she jumps onto this platform, I send out a stream of fire that breaks the earth and sends her back down to the ground, kind of knocking her off her feet.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I'm a bit confused about the phrasing of pressure. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose to use that approach in the next exchange.
So
One of the
that's
3
approach.
things: defend, attack, or evade.
Okay.
What would you like to stop her doing?
I want to stop her attacking.
Yeah.
Like, the Fire Nation.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, that's her go. It's always been aggressive on the front foot. Attack.
Yeah.
And she just wants to literally, as she knocks her mother back onto her, like, literally onto her back, she wants to take the wind out of her sails and stop her from doing the thing that she does.
Yeah, for sure. So you are, to recap, you are pressuring.
Yes.
How are you doing that? You're
A fire punch, right?
I think it is, literally with her sending out a jet of fire from an elevated place, looking down on her mother, and as her mother falls back as the ground crumbles beneath her, she just says, "Not today."
great. You mark 1 fatigue from your smash as well,
Yes.
and your mother looks up at you. Well, it is unlucky that you picked advance and attack, because she went with evade and observe.
Well, she can't attack in the next exchange, so still got that.
Yeah, it only applies to the next exchange, so even if you'd picked the same,
You could have done
picked the
attack,
one, you
yeah.
could still, they can still take their action, yeah.
Does she get any status from my smash?
I am going to say no.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
No worries.
So she took 1 fatigue. She
Right.
uses evade and observe and clears that point of fatigue.
Oh, you silly woman.
She cannot attack in advance. She evades and observes, and she is going to hinder. She rolls after being denied access to her daughter, who stands above her, using the fire bending that she taught her. And so with a small burst of fire, a small blade, she inflicts doom on Mr. Pansong by putting a flame blade against his neck. He has the status doomed.
God damn it.
can't protect you all.
Why not?
I'm evil.
That was big brain.
Yeah, so big brain.
Because, yeah, that's right. Like, Clove couldn't get him to safety in time. None of
Yeah.
us could. We had to act.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been, yes.
And it's almost as if you're like, never mind, I'll say it later.
Yeah.
But
Save
I don't
it
know.
for postseason.
I don't know this is happening yet.
Not at all.
Because we're in the building.
You don't even know he's there.
No.
You didn't see
No.
him
No,
because he
because
was under my
he was
wall.
behind a wall.
behind the
of
wall.
Earth.
You
yeah.
just
I
heard
kind of
Bashira, and then you were on your target.
Yeah, and I've kind of forgotten
And I've
about
not
him.
said it. I'm not like we're not going to say something to you now.
Is it new
Oh,
round?
by the way, that's your dad back there.
It is a new
He
round.
wants to tell you something.
What would people like to do?
do you know? I think I'm gonna. I think we're gonna advance an attack.
You're going to advance an
I think
attack?
we're gonna advance an
You're going to
attack.
advance attack? Go for it, mate.
I'm not sure I've ever done anything else.
No, it's real good.
You know what? Treat yourself. Do something else.
You and Clove,
We're
both
pretty
defending
yeah.
and attacking in equal measure, is exactly how the game is supposed to
yeah,
run.
Yes,
yeah.
and I think you can maybe guess what I'm going to do.
Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's Clove going to do?
Special
Advance
fourth-
an attack.
Special fourth one.
I will be defending and maneuvering.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic.
So good.
Tariq is not going to be doing anything.
No, Tariq is out of the fight.
And
He's
then
very friendshipy
Kana.
though.
What is
Babes.
Kana going to do?
Tariq goes. That's his turn.
I mean, I did it once before. I'm wondering if I can call her out again.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, you want to do something non-exchangey?
Yeah, I just want to get her away from Pansong, from your dad.
Talk her down.
Well, more probably challenge her one-on-one. I know what her balance
Principle is,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know what her principle is, and that's what got her to back down in the first fight. Kana's maybe thinking 2 for 2.
She also doesn't know about your ideology switch either. Like, from mechanical turn points, you've got a different playbook, but
Yeah.
you renounced everything to do it. She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I will be clear here.
Yep.
Do you want to keep fighting? Knowing what the situation is, do you want to engage in combat? Or do you want to figure out a different way around this?
I think I want to figure out a different way around it.
Great.
Yeah. The risk
Your
is
combat
high.
exchange with your mother ends.
Yeah.
She does not want to continue the fight either.
Okay.
We're going to go into narrative, but that happens in real life time with conversation seconds and all that good stuff. We're still in combat exchange with the other two, so we're only going to have these two left in the fight. It seems appropriate. The scourge of the Earth Kingdom, Bashira, against 2 young Earth Kingdom fighters, warriors, benders, a guardian and a hammer. Okay, I've picked mine.
I roll first, don't I?
You do. Defend and maneuver.
Yeah, baby.
Maybe.
12.
You got
Jeez.
the hottest
I
dice.
want to go back in the
They're friendship
I want
dice,
to go back in
you
the
know.
season and see when the last time Zola didn't make a roll was.
I did fail one. I was listening to it the other day, and I did fail it. So
did do
it
well.
happened.
I would like to attribute it to friendship, as I got all of these dice. Imbued with
What
my
are you
good
looking to
vibes.
do there, Zola?
What I'm actually going to do, so I have 2 that I can pick, and I'm going to pick my earth armor and divert. So earth armor, I get to gather earth to make armor.
Yep.
I hold 3, and I can spend 1 hold to negate 1 condition or -2 fatigue. I'm also favored. And I will be spending 1 to negate some of my fatigue.
Okay, very good.
So I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to spend 2 right now
Sure.
and take away all my fatigue.
Start fresh.
And I am favored, and
I
I'll hold
just need to
1.
check that because that seems incredible. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
What kind of technique is that? A mastered?
It's practiced because I've used it in battle before.
So on a 10+, you can use 1 practice technique. So you just use earth armor.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's all you can use.
Unless it was, yeah.
You use 2 basic or mastered, or 1 practice technique on a 10+.
Right. Yep. No, I got you. Okay, yes, I can only do the 1 then. What are you on?
I'm on 5 fatigue and angry.
Oof.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I can either protect myself or protect you.
Or you could... What does the earth armor do?
I get 3 holds, so I can spend them to negate a condition or -2 fatigue.
Yeah, I'd just use that thing and refresh yourself. That sounds like a great use of your turn.
Yeah. But Chris is just also going to check that I can
Do all
spend
of
2
that
holds
stuff.
at once.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
I can only spend it 1 at a time.
As it is like a 1-for-1 sort of thing.
I think so.
Like once per turn? Like, how do holds work?
Yeah, I have 3 holds.
Me no know.
Because I thought sometimes it would specifically say on a 1-for-1 basis.
Yeah, it tells you what you can use holds for, but how quickly can you
Yeah.
spend them?
Yeah.
How long can you hold on to them? like you use one
You can
per
hold
turn?
holds for quite a while.
Yeah.
Can you use only one per turn?
Because there are ones
Like-
that have to be done immediately, like straight away. It's like a +1 forward, I think it is, which is the one that you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the very next turn.
Whereas
yeah.
the holds are.
I don't know, that there's any specific ruling on
on when you can use
when
holds.
you use holds.
And the problem is, I don't know if it would be online to look up either because of when, the fact that, because it hasn't been released.
The book is not out.
Yeah.
Only for Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Thanks, Magpie
Is there
Games. We really
is there an
like
index
the
of
game.
that? There
I
isn't.
love how your mum was just like, fatigue, immediately gone.
Yeah.
Let's fight.
I don't know. I'm tossing up whether I made the right decision now.
Well, I think it's also good, like from a this season perspective, that there's one fight going on and one talk going on.
Yeah.
It feels right.
It's also, I wouldn't have chosen it had I chosen a new playbook.
Chris, if you think that's too intense to spend
Yes.
them all at once, I'm happy to just hold them, use one for this turn, and continue to have those hold throughout the fight.
Yes.
If you think that makes more sense. And if you think that kind of triggers something in your brain of like, I think that's how the rules are.
I think that's how the rules
yeah,
are.
I'm happy to go with
Chris,
that.
because I'm out of the fight, how about I look at the book and you keep going with things and you just make a house rule for now, and if I find anything different, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
That's a perfect
So
idea.
you can just spend one per turn. let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah. So for my turn, I have I rolled a 12. So I'm going to use my practice technique, which is earth armor, a defend and maneuver technique. So I can gather earth to make armor, and I get 3 holds, and I can spend 1 hold to negate a condition or -2 fatigue. And I'm also favored. So I'm going to mark that status. I'm now favored, and I'm going to spend a hold right now. So she's kind of, all this is going on, like the firewall that she's come through, she's quite burnt. So she just takes a second and kind of uses like the way that she has like her connection with Earth. She covers her arms and she sits back and watch for a second, and she just lets it heal her a little bit and takes a moment to have a bit of reprise and a little bit of a rest. And I'm going to take away 2 fatigue. So I'm now down to 2 fatigue.
Okay, great. You should be... Were you up to 5 fatigue or 4 fatigue before?
I was on 4.
Okay, yeah, cool. Fantastic. Then it is advance and attack, unless... Oh, already rolling.
So rolling with passion, 9.
Great. Fantastic.
So I get 1 basic or master technique.
What would you like to do?
Strike. Feeling creative today, aren't you, sir? Very bold.
I mean, if it's an oldie but a goodie. Can't change what works.
I think he's nearly down, so I just want to keep inflicting fatigue on him until he runs out.
And what's your status? Your negative status?
I'm on angry. at
Yeah,
the
which
moment.
makes sense. Like, you've lost control a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have it. That's my condition. Sorry, not my
So Chris,
status.
unless I read that black box wrong, it sounded like unless specified, you can use all your holds straight away.
Stupidly broken if you can.
Yeah.
Being able to hold on to them and use them in successive turns seems like pretty fair.
Yeah.
And if you're
Especially
doing
as it does favored as well.
Well, you lose... If you spend all of them, you lose the favor.
Right.
If the point is if you get hit, you spend one of them. But getting 3 hold, which then allows you to heal 6 fatigue in 1 roll, is absurd.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy to
Yeah.
do what
Yeah.
you, as the DM, think is like
Yeah.
a better way
Yeah.
to use
I think
the
it's
game.
fair, yeah.
That's right.
it's the Chris Bond rule. Anyone
Yeah.
playing along at
The-
home must call it that.
The
Bond rule.
the refresh skill, the healing water heal spell, clear an appropriate status for them and clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions. Like, that's not even as good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, Earth Armor heals you 6 fatigue, potentially.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah, yeah.
So, no. You get it up, you spend 1 point, and
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah,
Inspire.
yeah. I
Yeah.
tried to take that turn so you could just use the turn if you wanted.
Yeah, fair. So I'm going to pick strike.
Strike? I've
Strike.
never... What's that about?
I know.
How does it work?
You?
And can I mark 1 fatigue and instead mark a condition
Yes, absolutely you can.
to turn it into a 2 fatigue strike?
Yes, absolutely you can.
What makes sense? Afraid, guilty, insecure, or troubled?
Are you guilty that you couldn't save Tariq? Couldn't do something to help him?
Yeah, he is. He is.
You're the leader.
I brought you into this situation. Yeah, I'm going to mark guilty.
especially after that conversation of
Yeah.
like, do you reckon you're up for this?
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, I'm up for this. And now you are in the clutches of my most feared foe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to mark guilty, and I'm going to turn it into, with the force of that guilt, with the force of his anger, he's going to turn that into a blow that he has to weather with fatigue.
Fantastic.
Hey, Sean, you're doing a good job editing. Keep it up, buddy. Just a few more episodes to go, and then the season's done. Good job.
We're so close to the end, Sean.
It's like it's like
Amazing.
October or November at this point.
It's so great.
Well laid out.
So
Oh,
if you
congrats on winning the Annie, by the way. You guys
Oh,
did
yeah.
good job.
I shoo-ins. Shoo-ins.
Sean, I'm sorry you got drafted into the climate wars.
And the skeleton wars.
Oh my god.
It's weird
the
that they both
skeleton
happened at the
wars.
same time.
Yeah,
but
it is odd.
That kind of makes sense in my head, but
Yeah, it's kind of on par for 2022. Now,
I'm so sorry.
Chris, you're also doing a great job. This is a very complicated game.
Yeah.
I think they could do another version of this game and simplify it. I think
I
there's like stuff that they could like. I think having statuses and conditions, I'm like, there's one too many things. I
Yes.
I just
Yeah,
think
yeah,
there's
yeah.
too many basic techniques
think. Yeah.
for each stance.
Like it needs to be simplified.
more streamlined.
Yeah.
And then it could be really good because I love the mechanics of the conversations
Yeah.
have mechanics.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
It's very much
What-
like,
what are you
oh, is
trying to
that,
find,
is
man?
that a negative status or is it a positive status or is it a condition?
Whether
or,
whether 2 fatigue equals 2 conditions.
2 conditions, right?
Because you're all by yourself.
well, yeah, but also it's like I don't really know how to pitch this.
I think it's every time
Conversation.
you would have to mark a
Yeah,
I,
I think it
I
is.
had that
a
before. where I was
fatigue.
like,
You have to mark a condition. So
I
if
need
I
to chat
if
to
I give
Phil.
you 2 fatigue, you have to mark 2
I
conditions.
don't know what I'm going to say.
Pretty sure that's how it
I'm
works.
pretty sure you're right.
This is great for me. I don't have to do anything.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the fatigue. I'm out of fatigue, so I'm gonna mark guilty. I'm upset that I encouraged Tariq to come with me. He said he was up for this, and I've gotten him hurt. So with the force of that anger and that guilt, I'm gonna turn this strike that comes from whipping his glaive around his back and using the momentum to do a sweep towards Bashira and turn that into a blow that marks 2 fatigue for him and guilty for me.
Bashira, holding your limp companion, raises a hand up and with a bracer blocks your blow. And you push harder.
For the Earth Kingdom! For my father! For my friends!
Fire trickles out of his mouth. He laughs. And hits the ground. Unable to block your blow.
He falls to his knees.
Clover's going to run up to him and kind of grab him on the shoulders. Kind of like, try and like make him look at her to see if he's okay.
He's kind of glassy-eyed. He sees you, but he's sort of Zhang's half looking through you in a way. He is spent. He's really utterly spent.
Yeah, and Clover's going to look past Zhang to Tariq. What is he doing?
Well, Tariq, I mean, you see he is burnt. This is someone who was on fire for a far too long a period of time. He is charred. His clothing is tattered. You can see like bits of his skin is just raw red, and he is out cold, breathing heavy, slow, basically unmoving.
Clover's going to look at them, look up to where she knows Kana is, and then run up the stairs to rejoin the fight.
Okay. Kana, what would you like to do?
I need my mother to step away from Zhang's father.
Sure.
I'm just tossing up in my head how best to do that. My first thought was to call her out.
Sure.
Is it Agni Kai?
Yeah.
Right? One
Oh, yeah.
on freaking one. You do not, involve other people. This is firebender to firebender.
Woofed. Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that. It seemed
That's
to get...
pretty cool.
It seemed to... look, reading the room, it seemed to have a good response.
Agni Kai's dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to call
You're
her
going to
out.
call someone out.
Yes.
You are going
Is
to
that-
call her out on, do you remember what her...
It's tradition.
It is tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my kind of thought
That's
process.
perfect.
What tradition do firebenders have to challenge each other?
Oh, good stuff, Graham.
It's all in the old tinker.
So, roll on their tradition. And as a heads up, that's a +1.
Okay. Not as strong as I thought it would be. But
It only goes up to +2.
Oh, yes, for NPCs. I'm with you.
It can go up to +4, but she's not that significant.
Fair enough. 7. Wait, hang on. Do I... no, it's rolling with her
yeah.
tradition. Yes, 7.
Still a success.
On a hit,
It
they are
is.
called to act as you say.
They must either do it or mark a condition. On a 7 to 9, they challenge your view of the world in turn. Mark 1 fatigue, or they shift your balance as they choose. So what would you like to say? How do you call her out?
Step away. You came here for me, Mother. I know that. You know that. So why all of this? She'll just wave her hand around. It's you and me. I challenge you to an Agni Kai.
The young man, Lu Ten, steps forward. An Agni Kai has been invoked. I will oversee. What are your principles, Ellen?
Forgiveness and action. I'm stressed.
Oh my god, I just realised that I was like, okay, the fight's disengaged. No.
New fight.
New fight with just
New
different rules.
Yeah.
What is your balance at currently?
Center.
You're perfectly center?
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfectly
cool.
in line, ready to go.
In that case, great. Yeah, I'll pick. Lu Ten comes forward and says, an Agni Kai has been invoked. I will oversee. Your mother snaps at you.
Get down here, child! Quickly!
And let me break you. Take a fatigue. So, you take your place with your back to your mother, down one end in front of the Earth Kingdom building.
Down on the ground now.
Yeah.
Should we say as Lu Ten speaks, Clove makes her way onto the balcony,
Yeah.
and Kana's mother asks her to come down, and Clove is gonna earthbend them both down to the ground.
Both of us, you and I.
Yeah. She just, brings up a pillar.
Yeah.
We step onto it, and it's quite dignified actually. We literally just step on, and it brings us down like an elevator kind of. Clove, you can't help me. What is this?
I wanted to get her away. You need to help Zhang's father.
Tariq and Zhang are also pretty beat up.
Whatever you can do to help them, get them to safety. But I have challenged her to one-on-one combat.
What does that mean? What's going to happen to you?
I will either win or lose.
I think Clove kind of reads the subtext behind that.
You cannot interfere. They will stop you.
Okay. And Clove is going to go over to Mr. Pansong.
Yep.
From what she has seen from everyone is at least stable for the moment.
Correct.
So she's just going to kind of sit with him for a moment and kind of watch how this plays out before she starts running around trying to heal everyone.
Sure. Yeah.
Before the Agni Kai begins, I'm going to pick up. I'm not out of the fight.
No.
I'm not disabled. I'm
Nope.
going to pick up Tariq. He's obviously passed out.
Outside, stepping out of the half-destroyed building on the ground floor of the village elders' main building, the government building of this space. You step out, carrying Tariq.
Yeah.
You see Kana speaking to Clove. Clove with your father.
He doesn't even know what to say, but he can't leave his friends, so he reads the subtext that this is something happening between them, and he can barely react to his father being there, who seems unconscious anyway. So he takes Tariq over to where Clove is tending to his father and sets him.
Clove might actually reach out for Tariq because I think he's kind of in the worst shape and
Yeah.
kind of give you the chance to go and be with your father. So
Yeah.
she's going to kind of take
I'll set him down
Tariq.
for you.
Yeah. And she's just like very, not like, she's not super rushed, but she's just going to very slowly kind of give Tariq a little bit of medicine, kind of be assessing his wounds and where he's at.
Yeah. You get the sense that getting that water off him and balming him with it, some of it getting cold water onto him, is the most important thing right now.
Yeah, cool. But she also there's obviously a really big energy coming from this Agnakai, so
Yeah.
she's actually not going to go straight away and get water.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, I meant that's on him.
Oh,
in the
right.
capsules,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she'll grab that and do that. But it's very quiet, and her focus is very much, whilst it's on him, it's very quiet, and she doesn't want to disturb what's happening.
Is my father conscious?
He is.
I'm gonna kneel down to where he's propped up against a wall of one of these village buildings. Father,
Son?
I thought you were dead. We travelled halfway across the kingdom to bring Bashira to justice. But you're alive. It's so much more important, and I never even realised. I'm so happy you're alive.
I'm proud of you.
I became the warrior you were training me to be.
You always were. Because you're always my son. And my son is a warrior.
I'm going to win this war, Dad. I'm going to drive them from our home. Look at the friends we've made. Nothing can stop us when we stand together.
Nothing can stop you. My son is a strong Earth Kingdom soldier, and I've never been more proud of you than right now.
I'm just going to hug him, bury my head in his shoulder.
He puts an arm around your head and brings you into the crook of his shoulder. I'm proud of you.
He doesn't have any more words.
Shift from force to care.
You have been listening to Homeland, which is a Roll2Cast production. The best way to find us is on Twitter, Discord, and our Patreon. All our podcasts are on Acast, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Roll2Cast. Avatar Legends, the role-playing game, was created by Magpie Games. Nickelodeon, Avatar, and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarks of Viacom International Incorporated.